Hey everyone, I'm Amy Wilson here at the EQN Sports Desk, driven by Holiday Auto Group and coverage presented by Ranch Fuel. We're back at the NRCHA Cal Power Quarter Horses Celebration of Champions, and I get the chance to visit with Debbie Branch. Thanks for coming up.
Happy to be here.
So you're a first-time board member and a chairperson of the Owner Committee. So let's just start there. Explain what that is.
The Owners Committee?
Yes.
I think everybody knows what the board is.
Yeah.
Well, the Owners Committee is a standing committee of the NRCHA, and its history has been one of inconsistency. There have been periods when it's been active. There's been periods when it hasn't been. And up until last year, it was somewhat dormant. But Paul Bailey came in as president, wanted to see that committee be active. He appointed Lori Wyman as the chairman, and she appointed me as a member of the committee. So the committee spent last year trying to define itself, what its purpose and what its intent was. We actually had a change to the rules to explain what it was, because up until then it just said it was a committee that was to advise the board. It didn't really have a definition to it, so we expanded the definition. And really the purpose, as we see it, is to enrich and expand the experience of the NRCHA owner. If you look at it, this association starts with a horse and its owner. It's the backbone of this association. And we're trying to, as this organization has grown, to not lose touch with that. And we have implemented and are in the process of implementing a lot of grassroots effort aimed at an outreach to a broad base of the owners to make them feel involved, or encourage their involvement, and to let them know they're appreciated. We do that through a number of means. At the snaffle bit, we introduced an owners meeting. Mm-hmm. We introduced an owner's reception, and then we had an owner's lounge where people could just go and sit and visit. And there's continuation of all of that activity at this event. We've had a series of, they call them Chit Chat City, over at the owner's lounge, which is on the east platform of the Coliseum. And on the mornings that there is herd work, we have coffee and donuts, and we encourage people to come by, visit. It's just a way to network and to get to know other owners. So, and then there'll be another one of those, I believe, Tuesday morning from, I think starts at, let me see, I've got that written down somewhere. I think it starts at, no, I don't know when it starts, but it's 7:30 to 10.
Oh, perfect. No, I was going to say, you're so prepared. I love this.
Well, I get it confused with the breakfast reception, and that is a broader reception open to all owners, and that will be Wednesday morning from 9:30 until 11, and it will be at the Will Rogers Hall, which is just outside the Coliseum on the east side. It's a much bigger room and venue to have this, but we're encouraging people to come and be part of that as well.
Yeah.
So.
It sounds like you're really making strides and doing a lot to help out and raise awareness about all of this. What do you enjoy so much? Talk about the networking with all the owners.
Well, I think the one thing that's neat about NRCHA and certainly about horse owners is they represent a broad spectrum of backgrounds, of viewpoints, but we all share a common interest, and I love the camaraderie. I think that I think it's important that we have the ability during these events to get together, unlike trainers and other people who really are, their time is occupied. Owners oftentimes find themselves with a lot of free time on their hands, so we want to always have a place for them to go and just visit or rest. They don't have to even visit. They can just take a time to sit and contemplate, I guess. But we intend to have an owner's lounge at all 4 major events. This we did at the Snaffle Bit. We've got it here, and we intend to do it at the Stakes and Derby as well. So that'll be our first full year of activity, and we intend to just build on those activities, refine them. We always welcome input, and we always try to provide the opportunity for owners to give us input, because we are really a reflection of of who they are, and that's what we're really trying to be, address issues that are of concern to them. Yeah. And besides social events, we are getting involved in issues too. There's a real effort at the committee level to be more present at the affiliate level, to show support at the affiliate level. That can be done in a number of ways, and we really haven't decided what that is, but we do see ourselves having a dialogue with affiliates and getting feedback as to how we can best support their effort. Another initiative that's important to the owners committee and people and owners themselves is to try to get more representation on the board. Currently, it's heavily slanted towards trainers in terms of its makeup, and there's no criticism there. It is what it is. But we really think, again, owners are an essential part of that, and they need to have more representation on the board. How we achieve that, that's under discussion as well. And then our third initiative is payouts, and looking at maybe a redistribution or some sort of reconfiguration of how payouts happen at all levels, not just in the open classes and at the big shows, but all through the other classes of competition. Yeah. So we see ourselves really trying to advance a lot of issues that are of concern to owners, and that we've heard voiced, and we certainly encourage their continued input and participation in what we're doing.
Yeah, I think that's a great sign of growth and moving forward. How can people get involved in the Owners Committee if they want to?
Well, I think the best way to get involved, there's a lot of tests that we're undertaking this year, and we're looking at pushing some of these initiatives down in more of a subcommittee form. If anyone's really interested in tackling meaty issues, and I would caution you that these are going to take some time and some effort, but the best way is probably to let the NRCHA office know of someone's interest in being involved. We feel like we put some building blocks in place, again, through I thought Lori Wyman did a great job of putting those in place and helping us build this effort. I'm kind of she moved over to the non-pro committee this year, and so I'm kind of stepping up and doing what she was doing, leading the committee effort, but we're not doing anything new. We're just building on what we put in place. Yeah. We may add a few little things here and there, but we feel like the major pieces are in place. Yeah,
good foundation there. Tell me about the horses you own.
Oh, well, I've been showing in open for quite some time, and it's been a trial and error effort. Right now I've got a horse that I own horses with Lori Hollister out of Stockton, California, and we operate under the name of Redbud Performance Horses. We have a horse that'll be showing in the non-Hackamore later this week, and then we've got two horses in training for the futurity, and several horses, 2-year-olds in training. So hopefully we've got a deep enough bench that something will do something well out there. Yeah,
it's such a long process from start to finish, and so much hard work. So very rewarding when it pays off.
I've always said this involvement is more about the journey than it is winning.
That's true.
Well, it's just there's so many things to know, to learn, and you can be involved with a horse in so many different ways. You don't have to be riding one. I grew up riding, but I'm more on the breeding and playing with the babies and the mares these days, which I really enjoy doing. So there's all ways to get involved and to enjoy this experience.
Yeah, that's such a fun part. I think the babies are so fun. So you still live on the ranch you grew up on in Oklahoma?
Yeah, I'm back there. I haven't always lived there continuously, but I moved back there several years ago. My dad was a cattle rancher. He raised registered Hereford cattle, and for years that's what the ranch was used for. But we've kept it in the family, and I've repurposed it into a horse ranch now. So again, that's where we keep the breeding operation. So
That's awesome. Well, you're also an attorney, right?
I
So
am.
you offer some legal advice along the way with all that you're involved in?
I don't know as I was brought on the board for legal advice. That's not my role. I think it was brought on the board partly because I have that perspective and can kind of offer that viewpoint. You know, I really have never practiced actively as a lawyer. I've always been, or not for third party. I've always been in corporate law and worked in companies and started my own companies and used the legal degree along those lines.
Okay.
But it's always been a good degree to have. It does give you an interesting perspective on issues. So
Yeah, definitely.
hopefully it'll be of some benefit to the organization. So
Yeah, no doubt that it will. What else would you like people to know about both the board or the owner committee and your involvement in both?
Well, I hope that the message is getting out there, that the Owners Committee really is trying to do an outreach and to really be felt at a very grassroots level. It doesn't want to lose touch with, this association has grown exponentially in recent years, and there's always a concern that we don't lose who we are and what brung us here, and so the Owners Committee has a real sensitivity to that, and we're trying to figure out ways to make sure owners and competitors do not feel excluded from this process, that we're trying to make it as inclusive as possible.
Yeah.
And hopefully that, it still has the warm and fuzzy, family feel that people have always felt like it had. So I think with growth you have to, that's all great. It's been great for the organization, but there's also a need to always look back and make sure we're not leaving qualities and values behind that got us here in the first place.
Yeah, that's so well said. I interviewed some kids the other day, and they were talking about the NRCHA family and how much they love being a part of it. And so
Right.
I thought that was really impressive.
I hear it a lot.
Yeah.
I hear that term a lot about this being a family. And so, you just, you want to try to keep those qualities.
Yeah, I think it's interesting too. I feel like horses are just so amazing. It's such a cool life to be a part of, and so to just get the word out that anyone could be an owner, and offer that opportunity to them. So.
Oh, someone came up the first time we were doing the owner's lounge. Someone asked me, what is an owner? And I said, I think if you think you're an owner, you're probably an owner. It's pretty loosely defined term, but I think if you're an owner. So
Yeah, exactly.
we leave it up to people to decide if that's what they are.
You don't check them at the door if they're an owner. They come on in
there's
and
not
join.
an owner's badge.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, anything else?
I don't believe so. One thing that I probably should mention was we developed the brochure last year. It's a little informational brochure designed. It was really designed to maybe the new owners coming in, and I know my experience and the experience of a lot of people getting started in NRCHA, there's a lot of questions and you don't know who to ask them to. Hopefully the Owners Committee can be something of that, service to the newbies that are coming in. And this little brochure is something that we intend to, we plan to update it annually, but we will have it available at all the shows. And it offers a lot of basic information on judging and, how this event kind of plays out. And it also has QR codes that leads them to more information. Nice. So that's yet another little thing that we have out there as a resource.
And I'm sure that's available online too.
I believe it's available online. I know it's available, over near the NRCHA office. They always put copies out for the taking.
Awesome. Well,
So-
Debbie, thank you so much. It's been
Thank
fun
you.
to visit with
Yeah.
you, and I'm excited about what you guys are doing. A first-time board member and chairperson of the owner committee, Debbie Branch. We are here at the Cal Power Quarter Horses Celebration of Champions. I'm Amy Wilson at the EQN Sports Desk. It's driven by Holiday Auto Group, and coverage is presented by Ranchville. Thank you for watching.